Radish, and radish once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with vegetable of the day, the one and only radish. So maybe you think a radish is a rutabaga. Maybe you think it's a turnip. Maybe, just maybe, you've never seen this root vegetable before. Maybe you only eat it in salads. Maybe you hate them. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on why, because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the radish. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. The radish is an edible root vegetable. That's right, guys. It's a root. It's a vegetable and it's edible. Now, if you want, we can say that the radish is very similar to that of a white potato and a sweet potato. Those are also other types of root vegetables. Now, here's something that we probably didn't know. Radishes are members of the same family as mustard greens, cabbage, kale, broccoli, cauliflower, and horseradish, obviously. So there we have it, guys. A little bit of background information about the one and only radish. Now, before I move forward, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the picture. As you can see, radishes come in several different colors. We have red, we have white, we have fuchsia, and it looks like everything in between. So guys, I'm learning something new because I only thought that radishes came in red. Who knew, right? So there we have it. Background information about the one and only radish. All right, more background information. The name origin of the radish is from the Latin word radix, and its genus name is raffinus, coming from an ancient Greek expression raffinos, meaning easily reared. Wow, who knew? Now, for those of us that are wondering what in the world does a radish actually look like, or maybe you're asking, are there different types of radishes? And if so, what do they look like? Well, guys, the answer to that question is in the picture. As you can see, radishes come in different shapes, different sizes, and yes, different colors, right? So once again, we have a white, we have a red, we have some that look like carrots, and we even have a black one. What? Who knew black radishes existed? Well, that's why you come here, right? To learn something about plant foods. So there we have it, guys. Even more great background information about the one and only radish. Okay, more background information. Most people are familiar with the white, red, or red and white radish. Other types are round black Spanish or long black Spanish varieties, which contain a black skin and have a bright white flesh that's firm and crisp. Rose-colored China rose and Shite Strasbourg, which are a part of what's known as winter radishes. Now, for those of us that are wondering, what do all these different types of radishes look like? Well, as in the previous slide, here's more of the same. Now, the new one is that long white one. Wow, take a look at that. Looks interesting, huh? Well, guys, believe it or not, they're all edible. So there we have it. More background information about the one and only radish. Okay, now it's time for a few fun facts. The radish is grown for many reasons, such as cooking and for the oil contained within its seeds. Now, this is definitely new information for Coach D. Ladies and gentlemen, before doing my research for this video, I had no idea there was such a thing as radish seed oil. And you probably weren't familiar with that fact too. Well, welcome to the video. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, and we're also here to eat. All right? So guys, yes, radish seed oil does exist. So, there we have it. A few fun facts about the one and only radish. Okay, more fun facts. India grows the rat-tailed radish variety for the fleshy seed pods, while Egypt desires the tops for greens. Interesting. So guys, we now know that pretty much the entire plant, the entire radish plant is edible. That's right. You can eat the root, you can eat the greens, and you can also, well, get oil from the seeds. Here's something else. Radishes can be as small as a grape tomato or as big as a basketball. And the long varieties can get up to 2 feet long. Now, if you don't believe me, take a look at the picture. See that gentleman and know that is not Coach D. But I am a friend of his radish. You see how long and big that thing is? Wow. So there we have it, guys. More fun facts about the one and only radish. All right, time for some more fun facts. Records show that radishes were very common in ancient Egypt, even before the pyramids were built. Replicas of the radish were created in gold with beets, in silver, and turnips presented in lead. Ancient Greeks have written much about radishes as well as the Romans. So, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at the picture. We have some ancient Egyptians, right? Looks like they are cultivating radishes. Yes. Wow. So, they're ancient. That's what we need to know. All right, guys. So, more fun facts about the one and only radish. Okay. Larger varieties were mostly noted in Northern Europe and England, with a report in 1544 by a German botanist of a radish weighing in at 100 pounds. Wow. The radish became popular in Mexico around the 1500s, Haiti in 1565, and England in 1586, possibly making them one of the first European crops brought over by good old Mr. Christopher Columbus. Now, for those of us that are wondering what in the world does a 100-pound radish look like, well, take a look at the picture. You see that woman? You see that radish? Can you say 100 pounds? Right? So there we have it, guys. More fun facts about the one and only radish. All right, now it's time for the not so fun facts. Radishes are safe to eat for most people. However, if you develop a rash or an allergic reaction, stop eating immediately. That's right, guys. Unfortunately, a lot of different people have a lot of different adverse reactions to some plant foods. Unfortunately, radishes can yield an allergic reaction. So, if you notice any type of ill effects after you consume radishes, then yes, you can definitely stop eating them immediately, or what I like to suggest is that you reduce the consumption. And upon reducing the consumption, if you still have an allergic reaction, then yes, stop, please, and go see your doctor if you want to continue eating them more often. So there we have it, guys, the not so fun facts about the one and only radish. All right, more not so fun facts. Eating large amounts of radish may irritate the digestive tract as well. There have not been any reports of problems associated with pregnancy and breastfeeding, but take caution if you feel it's necessary. So, ladies, if you're pregnant, ladies, if you're breastfeeding, you may want to, just be careful of your radish consumption, all right? If you have any ill effects, not only could it affect you, but it could also affect your unborn child. So, of course, we always want to take precautions. So, there we have it, guys. A few more not so fun facts about the one and only radish. All right, more not so fun facts. Radishes may irritate anyone who has gallstones, so it may be best to avoid them. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we're wondering what in the world are gallstones, well, they're stones that are simply found in your gallbladder, as opposed to kidney stones, which are found in the kidneys. That's right. Now, gallstones can be pretty dangerous. Why? Because they can obstruct the common bile duct, which means bile does not enter into your small intestine, which then interferes with the digestive process. So, if you've had gallstones, then you may want to avoid radishes altogether. So there we have it, guys. More unfortunate, not so fun facts about the one and only radish. All right. it's time to talk about the 520 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, the 520 rule is all about food labels. Really, it helps us to understand and read food labels. Ultimately, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food or beverage item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. When we talk about the 520 rule, really what we're talking about is percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, let's take a quick look at our sample food label, which, as you can see, is divided into three main colored parts: purple, yellow, and blue. So let's discuss it part by part by part. First is the percent daily value column, which, as you can see, is represented as a percentage. Now, yes, some of these percentages can be as low as 0% to as high as 100%. There are rare cases where a food item may have a percent DV in excess of 100%. However, those are rare cases. Now, let's take a look at the yellow portion. The yellow portion basically highlights a few nutrients which, unfortunately, promote sickness, illness, and disease within the human body. So, whenever we're talking about saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium, you probably want to make sure that wherever you're eating or drinking, that these percent DVs are as close to 0% as possible. That's why it says limit these nutrients. That's right. Moving forward, let's now talk about the blue nutrients, such as dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. These nutrients do just the opposite of the yellow nutrients. Rather than promote sickness, illness, and disease, they promote wellness and health within the body temple. So, the next time you eat or drink something, you may want to make sure that the percent DVs for those nutrients are as close to 100% as possible. That's why the label says get enough of these nutrients. Now, in general, when we talk about the 520 rule, it says here that 5% or less is low, 20% or more is high. Now, for me, for you, that's way too general. So I like to give specific information. So listen up, ladies and gentlemen. If a food or beverage item offers 0% to 9% DV of any nutrient, then that food or beverage item is not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next, if a food or beverage item offers 10% to 19% DV, then that food or beverage item is a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if a food or beverage item offers 20% DV or more, then that food or beverage item is an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, guys, the ins and outs about the 520 rule. All right, now that we've covered the 520 rule, let's now talk about the nutrition facts of good old radishes. So for today's lecture, we're going to say that a single serving of radishes is 1 cup of raw sliced radishes. So here's what we're going to get in that single cup. Only 19 calories, 4 grams of carbs, 0.8 grams of protein. Yes, guys, we're talking about pure plant protein. That's right. Now, a lot of people somehow don't believe that plant foods, in particular vegetables, contain protein. Well, 23% Nation, I'm here to let you know that vegetables do contain protein. As a matter of fact, the body uses this plant protein to strengthen your immune system, to grow hair, and to build lean, mean muscle tissue. Also, 0.1 grams of fat, and look at this, guys, 1.9 grams of good old dietary fiber. Now, for those of us who know absolutely nothing about fiber, well, basically fiber is what I like to call nature's plumber. It keeps your tubes clean. Specifically, it helps to rid your colon of waste and toxins, and it also helps to rid your arteries of plaque and cholesterol. That's right. That's why I say it keeps your tubes clean. That's why I call it nature's plumber. Moving on. Vitamin C comes in at 29% DV, so it's an excellent source. Potassium comes in at 8% DV. not a good source. Folate coming in at 7% DV, not a good source. And lastly, we have vitamin B6 and manganese coming in at only 4% DV respectively, so it's not a good source of that vitamin and mineral. So there we have it, guys. The nutrition facts about the one and only radish. All right, now it's time to dive into the health benefits. But before we do, 23% Nation, I want to let you in on a little secret. It's called the principle of cause and effect, which basically states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. Now, the reason why I bring this up is to let you know that, yes, guys, if you want to become healthy, well, guess what? It doesn't just magically happen. It happens because you are putting the right things in your body, such as radishes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the health benefit, but more importantly, we're going to discuss which nutrient, which phytonutrient, which medicine in the radish is responsible for this benefit, right? So technically, the health benefit is the effect, whereas the nutrient, or we can use the word phytonutrient, is the cause. So health benefit number one, radishes, right? It aids in jaundice and detoxification treatment. Now, most people don't know this, but the cause would simply be the mere fact that radishes have detoxification properties. Isn't that amazing? Health benefit number two, osteoarthritis relief. Great. So the question is, which phytonutrient, what's the cause, right? Which medicine is responsible? Well, say hello to vitamin C. Benefit number three, weight management. Perfect, especially for those of us who are looking to manage our weight or maybe even lose a little bit of weight. So the question is, what is the cause? Well, guys, it's fiber. Also, radishes are very low in calories, as we just went over in the nutrition facts, and it contains a lot of water. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the radish should probably be put on your menu if and only if you are interested in maybe doing a ketogenic diet, or we can simply say a low carb diet. Health benefit number four, it aids in heart health. Amazing. So the question is, what's the cause? What's the medicine? Well, say hello to the anthocyanins. Health benefit number five is that it's important for skin health. Amazing. So the question is, which medicines are in radishes? Well, say hello to the B vitamins. Say hello to zinc, phosphorus, vitamin C, water, and radishes have not only detoxification properties, but also antibacterial properties. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in any of these health benefits, then it is high time that we start eating more radishes. All right, now it's time to talk about food, one of my most favorite things in the world. Now, guys, normally our go-to website for everything vegan is forksoverknives.com, but for today, I thought I'd switch it up just a little bit and introduce you to a brand new website. That's right. So say hello to Cookie and Kate. Now, I went to the cookieandkate.com website and did a little bit of research, found two amazing vegan radish recipes that I want to share with you right now. So the first one is entitled Hot Pink Coconut Slaw, right? That's kind of like a twist on regular coleslaw. Take a look at the picture. See all those ingredients? Makes my mouth water. Now, the second recipe that I want to share with you from cookieandkate.com is lemony lentil and chickpea salad with radish and herbs. Take a look at that picture. Looks scrumptious. Oh, yes. Now, if you are interested in making and tasting either one of these dishes, all you have to do is click on the description box. Why? Because I am providing you with a direct link to both recipes. That's right. So do me a favor. click on the link, make the dish, taste the dish, come back to the video and share your thoughts. So there we have it, guys. Not one, but two vegan plant-based recipes, or shall I say Radish plant-based recipes from cookieandkate.com. All right, 23% nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the fun facts, the not so fun facts, and even the nutrition facts. But what I really want to know is, when in the world should I eat more radishes? Well, guys, if that's your question, then the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day to eat more radishes, is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Oh, yes, good old Nature Day. Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, guys, yes, I get it. Some of us have been living under a rock. Some of us have been quarantined due to the pandemic, and I understand. So maybe you know nothing about the challenge. Well, here we go. The 23% challenge is a 7-day monthly wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, your relationships, and it also helps to save good old planet Earth. That's right, guys, in only 7 days. Now, here are two things that we need to know about the challenge. Number one, it's monthly, meaning every month, January to December, and it's 7 days. As a matter of fact, it's the first 7 days of every single month, the 1st through the 7th. That being said, Nature Day, right, is the first day of the challenge, which basically means that Nature Day is the first day of every month. Right. So whether it's July 1st, August 1st, or even December 1st, it's always Nature Day. All right. Now, a lot of people are probably interested, and that's great. But here's the thing. A lot of us still want to know, Coach D, what is Nature Day all about? Well, guys, in a nutshell, Nature Day is all about eating more plants. Yes, and of course, drinking nothing but water. Now, for some people, it's easy to eat plants. It's easy to drink water. But for others, it's extremely difficult. That's right. So for those of us who think it's difficult, well, I want to offer you baby steps. So guys, try this. How about only eating plant foods and drinking only water before 12 p.m.? That way, after 12 p.m., you can eat and drink whatever you want. If before 12 p.m. doesn't quite work for your schedule, then what about after 12 p.m.? That's right. Only eating plant foods and only drinking water after 12 p.m. That way, before 12 p.m., you can eat and drink whatever you want. Now, for those of us who think it's easy to eat more plants, easy to drink more water, great. So I have a few more options for you. Now, we can try to become a 3% vegan, which means that you only eat plant foods and drink only water for one entire day out of an entire month. That's it. Next up is a 10% vegan. That's any person, man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 3 days out of an entire month. Next is a 17% vegan. That's any person, man, woman, or child who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 5 days out of an entire month. And lastly is the ultimate 23% vegan. Now, technically, that's what Coach D considers himself to be. So that means that for the first 7 days of every single month, I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods. That's right. So what are we talking about? We're talking about fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes, meaning beans and peas, and let's not forget about whole grains. And yes, I only drink water. So there we have it, guys. We now know exactly what Nature Day is all about. Now, still, people have questions, and people want to know, well, Coach D, who is Nature Day for? I mean, I am interested, but should I really do it, right? Well, guys, in order to answer this question, we have to talk about our internal and our external health. That's right. So maybe you have a physical or mental issue that you have been dealing with for a few days, a few months, maybe a few years, And maybe you're tired of going to the doctor's office. Maybe you're tired of the procedures and the surgeries. Maybe you're tired of the prescription medications, right? And so maybe, just maybe, you're looking for a natural, holistic approach to your healing. Well, guys, it's simple. Eat more plants, right? So let's talk about exactly who Nature Day is for. So maybe you've been stricken with the big four: heart disease, obesity, cancer, diabetes. Maybe you have skin issues such as eczema, psoriasis, blackheads, and whitehead pimples. Maybe you have digestive issues such as constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, or maybe leaky gut syndrome. Maybe you have mental issues. Maybe you're depressed. Maybe you're bipolar. Maybe you're pissed off all the time, or maybe you're just sad all the time. Well, guys, if that's you, then please eat more plants. Maybe you want to change your body's composition. Maybe you want to lose an inch around your waist. Try our vegan lean program. Maybe you want to add on some lean mean muscle, right? Try our vegan bulk program. Or maybe, just maybe, you are over the standard American diet, right? Maybe you want to start helping out the environment. Maybe you want to start saving a few animals, right? Well, it's easy. Transition from the standard American diet to a more whole food plant-based diet, right? In other words, eat more plants. All right, it's time for Coach D's tips. Now, the reason why I'm offering these tips is because I want to offer you a little bit of help, a little bit of advice, some assistance to help make your Nature Day a little successful, right? So tip number one, go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're going to go to one of three places. Number one is the produce section. Number two is the freezer aisle. Number three is the canned good aisle. Now, a lot of people say, well, Coach D, what's best when it comes to purchasing plant foods? Fresh, frozen, or canned? Well, guys, I'll answer that question this way. Fresh is always first. Frozen is a very close second. And third, and I mean way in the back, dead last, is going to be canned. Now, the reason why I put canned plant foods dead last is simply because of this one fact. Whenever you put any food, canned animal product or a plant food in a can, well, it has to undergo a lot of processing. And it's unfortunate, but during that processing, a lot of the nutrients are destroyed and a lot of toxins are added. So it is very possible that you may end up eating more toxins than you do nutrients. So that's why I always put canned foods dead last. Next, go visit the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. Now, when you're done with the produce section, the freezer aisle, and the canned good aisle, walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Now, this is where you're going to find the glass counters. There should be prepared food inside of the glass counters, and there should be an attendant waiting there to help you out. Now, when you walk over there, talk to the attendant and ask them if they have any vegan or plant-based options. If they do, but you don't quite recognize what it is, don't worry, don't fret. Ask for a sample. It's free. Now, if you like it, go ahead and purchase it by the pound, or maybe if you're having a dinner party or maybe a football party, right, then you may want to get 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 pounds. That's right. Next up, go visit your local farmer's market. Now, guys, farmers markets are amazing places to purchase plant foods. Why? Because generally speaking, they only cater to the organic plant food market. That's right. So if you're the type of person who has to have organic this, organic that, non-GMO this, non-GMO that, then yes, the farmer's market is definitely the place to be. Another advantage to shopping at a farmer's market is that it's possible that the plant foods that you purchase may be cheaper than at your local grocery store. That's right. Why, you may ask? Well, understand this. Farmers markets not only cater to the organic market, right, but it's also the local market. So these are local farmers selling their plant products at a market. That's right. So they save money on transportation and you save money as the end consumer. Tip number 4, go visit your local vegan restaurant. Now, some people are totally unaware that vegan restaurants actually exist. Well, guys, I'm here to let you know that they actually do, and they are amazing, right? So how do you find one? Go to Google, type in vegan restaurants near me. Now, when you finally get there, right, talk to the waiter, talk to the owner, let them know that Coach D sent you. Now, the reason why I put visit a vegan restaurant on this list is simply because vegan restaurants do a really good job at hiring vegan chefs who basically know not only how to cook plant foods so that they retain the majority of their nutrients, but they also know which plant foods to combine to yield the most nutritious, delicious dishes. So please, do yourself a favor. Go visit your local vegan restaurant. Now, tip number 5. And this is for those of us who don't have time to cook, those of us who don't want to cook, those of us who don't know how to cook plant foods. I say let the experts do the cooking for you. So, get yourself a subscription to a vegan meal prep company. That's right. Here's how they work. You give them a call, you get the subscription, they make the food, they deliver the food, you eat the food. Yes, it's just that simple. So there you have it, guys. 5 amazing tips to help make your nature day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day. Comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% nation. We have inquiry minds, so today we have a true-false question for you. The radish is an inedible root vegetable. Now, I believe I covered this information earlier in the lecture, so if you were listening, great. Please write your answer in the comment box below. If you weren't listening, then you can always hit rewind and still write your answer in the comment box below. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I got to ask you to please subscribe, share, comment, and like the video, especially if you love radishes. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. Please, God bless. Please take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.